Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Khardiac, and in this video I'll be explaining how I set up my live sets, streams, podcast, and everything that has to do with performance when it comes down to DJing. So step one, I usually get my music from a website called Beatport, and that website pretty much you get the highest quality from the artists themselves. It gives you the radio edits or the extended edits, which you use to DJ with, depending on what kind of DJ you are. If you are an open format DJ, I'm guessing you have a subscription to some sort of a record pool or something like that. But I personally don't. I use all my tracks straight from Beatport. I buy every single one of them to just assure myself that I have the highest quality. So the program that I use is called rekordbox, and this program is specifically used to plan and organize your sets before you perform live. And the reason why is because the way I look at things, I'm there to entertain. I'm not there just to technically be a perfect DJ. So for me, to organize my set prior to my live performance saves me a lot of time from trying to figure out certain things while I'm on stage. Therefore, this program is amazing, and I've been using it since I started using Pioneer, DJ, and all their products pretty much. So this specific program is compatible with Pioneer CDJs and DJM Mixer, which are the standard in every single club, every single venue you go to, unless otherwise stated by the artist. And yeah, so let me show you guys what happens when we go here. This is the program. This is the layout. So on the left side here, there's playlist. So I would go to the playlist. I would right click on the playlist. So right here, where is my cursor? Right there. I would right click, create a folder. First thing I do, so I would call it live set, and then from there I would click on that plus sign and it would create a playlist, and those playlists would just keep you organized. The way I set up my playlist is I would call one open, which would contain my opening track, and then I would do the main, which is the main show. Now it depends on what kind of music you're playing, what kind of show you're playing. Sometimes I do those deep and dark sets, so I would have my opening, which would be a genre like house music, then my main would be something like bass house, and then my ending, which would be techno or deep house, or it depends how I would like it to be. So you can have as many playlists as you want, and you can organize yourself whichever way you want. So then you would go here, and then I would just drag and drop the track right into here. And that's the wrong track, but it's okay. Right there. And it tells me this. It popped up to my screen that says analyzes settings. So you want it to analyze anything between this wide range, because why not, right? You want to see the key, and I just keep it just in case there's a certain specific thing I'd like to do. So you press OK, and there's your track. It's loading. It loads. It gives you the actual wavelength. So what I do is I drag and drop it right there. So then you see your bars and beats. If it's not aligned, which sometimes it's not aligned, so if you go up to here where the drop is, you can kind of see that it's not aligned. So the way I do things is I would go right to the side, right about here, and then I would just zoom right in all the way to make sure that my bar is right on my kick. So you can see that it's perfect right there. Now, some cases, it's not perfect. So some cases you would have it all the way down here. So as you see right there, this is where you move your grid. So you move it all the way up to wherever you think is the proper kick. So for me is there, I usually move it up a little bit just to hear it, and then boom, right there is the perfect situation. So for these tracks, this is an intro track, so I would just align it right there, and then I would go here to hot cues, and then boom, I have a hot cue.
I stay awake until the first,
which pretty much saves you time from doing this live and physically aligning tracks and trying to figure out what's going on. So the next step for me is I would go to my main set, and then I would just drag and drop all my tracks for my set, and it should ask me the same thing, which is, would you like to analyze? And I say yes, I would like you to analyze, and then it slowly would analyze every single track. As you can see right here, just shows you every single track, shows you which artist, the track title, BPM, the key, the time, and then rating. So this is pretty cool here because you can rate these tracks whichever rating you want to have. So if you're looking into dragging and dropping a bunch of music for an hour set, but you're not really sure how long you're going for, or you're not really sure which tracks you want to do, then what I would do is I would rate each track and just kind of see, oh, this is a 5-star track, I definitely should drop it right now. Oh, this is a two star track, maybe this is a sandwich track between two things, maybe you're not going to use it. So that keeps me really organized, and then yeah, and so on and so forth. I would just go here, as you can see here, the first beat is right there, and you see it's not perfectly aligned, so I would just go a tiny bit, and that's it right there, and then I would just line it up and give it a cue, and that's right on it every single time. Also, here is your BPM, beats per minute, and also gives you your key as well. So for me as a DJ, as myself, I like to organize myself a little bit more. So what I would do is I would play the song and just kind of go through, be like, okay, so the breakdown is right there. This is where the breakdown is. So I would drop a hot cue right there just to remind myself when I'm mixing, just to make it visually easier for me that this is where the breakdown begins. So it goes from the intro to the breakdown. So this is where I need this track to go solo from the mix, versus where before that, where I would have it mixing with another track. So right about this point right here is my reminder when I'm visually looking at it that I don't need to listen to it, by just making sure, okay, I put on my headphones, I mixed it, it's good. I can take my headphones off, put them on the side, and that's it. That's all I need, because visually it will be aligned and perfectly synced the way I did it in headphones. And then now I'm looking at it and saying, okay, it's coming up, this is where the breakdown starts, mix up. So that's what I usually do. I would have an intro, and then I would have a breakdown, and then also I would have a third one just in case I'd like to skip all this and go straight to the build-up. So that's where the build-up starts. So I would go right here, drop a third one. To give you an example is, let's say the song is playing right here, and then it would get to this point, and then I'd like to start it straight right there, and then into the drop. So that just organizes myself, organizes my time, and it gives me more time to actually perform, versus worrying about lining up the next track and organizing the next track, and just kind of easing my mind from that whole technical point of view, into more performance. So me looking at the crowd, me making eye contact with people, me enjoying myself and enjoying the company that I'm with, versus just kind of being freaking out and confused and trying to line everything up and trying to get everything going. Because when you're playing a show, of course everybody is looking forward to interacting with you and vibing with you. And when your head is down and you're not looking up, you're not making eye contact, you're not smiling at people and enjoying your time with them and showing them that you're there for them, then the vibe is disconnected, in my opinion. So this is what I do. This is how I organize it. This record box is free. You can download it, organize your sets, and then the final thing I would do is, after I finish all and going through every single track and organize it the way I want to organize it, I would close the folder and then right click, and then I would just export it. So I would put my USB in, and then it would just click. It says Khardiac 1, Khardiac 2, Khardiac 3, whichever. I usually carry more than one USB with the same exact export on it, and I would just export it. So it's honestly that easy and that organized for me. So yeah, that's how I organize my live sets, my streams. I use this for everything. I use it for when I'm performing. I use it if I'm doing my podcast and I'm live mixing it here in my studio. I use it if I'm doing a live stream. And honestly, I just use it in general to organize music. Maybe like by date, by genre, by BPM, it depends, right? So the possibilities are endless with this software. So use it at your own benefit, I guess. So yeah, thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, share in the comments if you enjoyed this video. If you'd like me to do something else or explain something else, I would love to do that. And yeah, until next time. Peace.